Guys, okay. Oops, sorry about that. Anyway, this is my Halloween video. I know it's late, but I mean, I got sick on Friday, which was Halloween, and I was sick that week and then the next week, so I just didn't have time. But anyway, this is my Halloween video. I was supposed to do a singing video and one of my baby dolls that I got yesterday, but I totally forgot about it. Well, actually, I didn't forget about it. I can't do it because I'm busy. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm sorry. But anyway, so yeah, oh my gosh, guys, there's like, let me see, wait, what today's, oh my god, there's only 4 days till Christmas. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I love Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. Okay, anyway, wait. 4 days or 5 days. It's 21st, so it's 4 days. Okay, so I've had 4 ghost experiences, which this is going to be. That's what the video is going to be about. Sorry if my lips are a little off because the computer freezes and it's just really stupid. So anyway, I've had 4 ghost experiences in this house that I'm in right now. 2 of them were physical, and 2 of them were visual. So I'm going to save the best for last, and it's not really like best. It's just like the most threatening one, I guess you can say. I don't know, but it's just Jeez, why is my voice cracking? Okay, sorry. I need something to drink, but whatever. Okay, so first ghost experience. This is like the not a big deal one, so I'm gonna make that the first one. So I was in my bunk bed. I just went to sleep. My mom was on the top bunk and I was on the bottom because we had to share a room because this apartment's only 2 bedrooms, so we have to share a room. And I was on the bottom bunk. I just woke up. I looked on the wall. I don't know why. It's just something told me, like, look at the wall. So I was like, okay. Actually, I think it's like when I open my eyes, it's the first thing I see because I sleep on my side. So, yeah. I mean, either way. Well, if I slept on my back, the first thing I'd look up at is the top of the bed. So, yeah. But I sleep on my side. So, anyway, I looked on the wall and I was like blinking. I was like, is this like, what is this? I was like, okay, I know it's not a dream. I was like, what? So what I saw was, it was a black figurine. It wasn't, I'm sorry, it wasn't a full body, figure. It was a half body figure. Like, it was only from the waistline up, or the torso up, or something like that. I think it was waistline up is the only thing I could see. So what I'm thinking is that maybe he lost his legs or something. Because I've watched ghost stories, like celebrity ghost stories, and when they see ghosts that don't have legs, they usually use their leg. Jeez, lose their legs. So that's what I'm thinking happened. But he was wearing a top hat. Like, I didn't see his face. He was just black shadow. He was wearing a tuxedo, from what I can see. I mean, maybe he was just wearing a tuxedo shirt, jacket, whatever. But anyway, so I saw him. I was like this, and I saw him. I was like, and I moved my eyes because I saw him go across the room to my door, and he disappeared. So, yeah. And I was just like, okay, that's weird. And I was like, you know what, whatever. And I told Mom about it the next day, and she was like, you're probably just dreaming. And I was like, no. But whatever. Of course, I didn't tell her that. I was just like, yeah. Okay. So, the second one. And by the way, that was a visual one, as you can tell. Visual one, too. My brother's in high school, and I'm in middle school. So, by the way, that story happened last year that I just told you. This one did, too. But my brother's in high school, and I'm in middle school. So, I get home before. And my mom, that day, she went to the store. I came home. Mikey wasn't here yet. And we've had problems with people stealing our bikes in one of our houses, so we kept our bikes in here in the living room because She didn't have a storage unit yet, so, or she did, there was just not enough room. So, so I had the bike from here. I came in, I put my stuff down on the couch, and I looked in the TV, and I saw my bike, but I saw 4 cats. I was like, what? And at that time, I only had 1 cat, and because now I have 3, but at the time, I only had 1 cat, and he was sleeping. So I know it wasn't him, and he was sleeping like on the couch or something. And so I was like, okay. So I looked in the TV, and I was like, oh my gosh, there was 4 cats. All of them were on my bike. Well, one of them was like near it. Okay, so there was a black and white one, a calico, let's see, tabby, what else? And a gray cat. So, the gray cat was like no. The black and white cat was at the bottom, swatting at the little petals. The calico was in the basket. The tabby was on the seat, and the gray one was, oh gosh, I think he was like in the front or something. So I was like, okay, none of them look like my cat, so what the heck is going on here? Because I was like, he's over there, he's sleeping on the couch. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm pointing this. Oh, because I was doing this with my hand. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so now to the physical ones where they actually touched me. So, okay. And by the way, I'm going from least to greatest. So, the first physical one my boyfriend and my cousin were here. My cousin had just spent the night, and my boyfriend came over to give me some like food, because he had KFC, and he came over here, and it was a surprise. So, anyway, oh, and by the way, if you look it up, it's Helium Challenge with my favorite people. That's who he is. That's who I'm sitting on his lap. And he moved to Florida, but I'll see him in 3 years. So, good luck until then. Okay, anyway, sorry, back to the story. I went to the back of my room. Like, you know how the doors have little, I don't know how to explain it, little screws that kind of stick out of the door to make it open and close? So first I hit my back on the wall, and then I slid down. And at first I was like, I'm just doing this to get attention. That's what I thought. And I was like, hold up, what? No, I did not do that on purpose. Something made me do that. And I was like, whoa. And Dawson was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And Chloe was like, she was just sitting there. Oh, sorry. Not Chloe. Chloe's her cat. Well, whatever, but she's my cousin. And Dawson's my boyfriend, because I said Dawson said that. So yeah, anyway, okay. So I was like, I don't know what happened. I was doing this. I was like out of it, kind of. And he was like, what happened? I was like, I don't know. I just really don't know. And I went to tell my mom. I was like, because my back was hurting. I was like, Dawson, do I have a scratch on my back? And he was like, yes, you do. I just heard something. Okay. Anyway, so, that was the physical one. There was another physical one, but that's the second to last, because it was pretty cool. I mean, it's not cool it did, but it was just like, whoa, like, that just happened. Okay, so, this one was in my old house. The one the one that I had before here. My last house. So, I was downstairs. My mom was asleep, and my brother was asleep. And I had my own room, but I slept with my mom because I really didn't like that room. Every time I go in there, I just get really creeped out, and I think I figured out why. But anyway. Oh, and by the way, the reason why those ghost stories happen in this apartment is because apparently there was a crazy, well, not crazy, but there was a cat lady that lived here before, and she was old, and she died here, so that explains the cats. But that doesn't explain the man, which I still haven't figured out what that was. Maybe that was her husband or something. But anyway, so I was downstairs, I was on my computer, I was playing around. I was actually on IMVU, which is like the best game. Well, Sims 3's best game, but that was like really fun. Okay, so anyway, playing that game. All of a sudden, I just stopped. I'm just like, okay, what's going on? And I hear my name. I hear like, I'm like, yeah. I'm like screaming at the top of the stairs. I'm like, yes. I was like, did you call me, Mom? I was like, Mom? I was like, okay, I'm just hearing things. I was like, but I was like, that's creepy. So I look up at the stairs, like, I was like looking up at the stairs, looking towards my bedroom, or my mom's bedroom. And then I glance my eyes over to my bedroom, and I see a little girl standing at the top of the steps. She had brown hair, and it was braided, and it had little blue bows at the end. So she was like kind of not vintage, but you know what I mean. She was from back then. She was wearing a blue checkered dress with a little white apron or whatever on it. You know how they like tie it at the waist and it's like ruffles at the bottom. So that's what she was wearing, and there was blood on the apron. And she was carrying a bunny, stuffed bunny, and it had blood on it too. And she was carrying it like little girls hold their dolls and just like drag it across the floor with one hand. So she was holding that, and she was just staring at me. I was just like frozen. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, did you call me? And then she disappeared. I was like, and I ran upstairs. And I was like, Mom, I just saw something. Did you call me? Did you call me? She's like, no. And she was really drowsy. And I was like, because she just woke up. I was like, I'm going to bed. And I didn't want to go downstairs anymore. I just went straight to bed. I turned it off when I got back down there though. And later on, I found out that my mom saw her too. It's like, really? And she's like, yeah. And she was like, I thought it was you, because she said Mom, and she was at the top of the stairs, and I was like, what were you on? She was like, I was on the computer. I was like, okay, what did she look like? And she was like, well, she had brown braided hair, with blue ribbons, and then she had a blue checkered dress with a white apron that had blood on it, and she had a bunny that had blood on it. I was just like, yeah, that happened to me. That's what happened. That's the girl that I saw. So yeah, so that happened. Um, let's see. Okay, so this next one. So that was I didn't have two experiences with in that house, but I only had one. But the thing about it, I was like, my mom went around. She was like, did someone used to live there or something? And she's like, she asked her neighbor across the street, and they were like, yeah, actually, um, someone did. And she's like, well, what happened? She's like, well, the people were cleaning out the house, getting it ready for new buyers, and they went up into the attic or whatever, because back in the day, those houses used to have attics. They don't anymore, but they used to have attics, and they said they found a little girl dead in the attic, and she was like, what'd she look like? She was like, oh, she had brown hair, ribbons in her hair, blue checker dress, and she was just like, wow, I've seen her. And she's like, yeah, they went in there. Apparently she got shot. And I was like, I remember one time I was cleaning the wall. Me, by the way. I was cleaning the wall, and because I wrote on it or something, and I saw little splatters. It wasn't red or anything, but it was splatters or something. I was like, Mama, you gotta come see this. She's like, what? I was like, this is splatters. She said, are you sure it's not from the eraser or whatever? I was like, no, I can't get this off. And I started scrubbing it really hard. I was like, see, it won't come off at all. She's like, I don't know what to tell you, baby. And I was like, I know what it is. Okay, so here's the second to last best one. This is the physical one that happened here. Sorry, this video is like it's going to be over 15 minutes long, and I'm sorry it's probably really boring, but I just got to say stuff so you'd understand, like, when it happened. All this stuff, the very last one happened, like when I was younger, but all the stuff I told you before, and this one happened last year. So everything happened last year. So anyway, so I was in the living room in this apartment right here. Actually, was it? No, it was in the other one. It was Oh, you probably can't see it. Okay. Well, I tried to show you, but it messed up. Anyway, so I was in that chair, and I was in the position where I'm like not reclining yet, but I'm like getting ready to. Like I just have my feet reclined, and I was watching TV and I was getting kind of tired, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll recline. And then I went to get ready to, and then everything stopped. The TV show I was watching stopped. The time stopped. I stared at the clock. It kept saying like 6 something. No matter how much, I mean, I know if you stare at the clock, it's gonna go by slower. But even afterwards, it was still that time, and then it changed. And I counted way past 60 seconds. Everything stopped. Just like, and I saw him, the top hat guy. It was the top hat guy, the one that I told you, the very first one. Saw him come from my bedroom to the wall and see him looking at me. I was just like, what do you want? I was really scared. And then I felt it. He came running towards me. He put his hands like this over my chest and he pushed me down like that. I was like, oh my gosh, and I was like doing that and stuff. I was like, stop, get off. And then I said, get off really loud, and he got off. I was like, oh my god, what just happened? I was like, I see him more than I do the girl. I don't think I've actually ever seen the woman that died here, but I've seen the guy, so maybe it's her husband or whatever, like I said. But anyway, this is the last story, so you don't have to deal with the boring parts anymore. Sorry, but so this was when I was like 7 or 8. I think it was like 7. So I was in the living room. I was watching TV and I had chicken nuggets for lunch. I was just finished it. It was paper plate, so I had my fork in my hand, plastic fork. And my mom was like, "Okay, babe, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back." And I was like, "Okay." And so all of a sudden, and this is like really awesome. I love it. It's so cool. This part is cool. And by the way, when I was like, "It's not cool what he did," I was talking about the second, the one that I just told you, because I was remembered. Oh yeah, there was one last one I want to show you or tell you. So anyway, everything stopped again. The TV stopped in the old place. The time stopped. Everything just stopped. All of a sudden, I hear my favorite song come on. I was like, oh yeah, this is my jam. And I was like making the beat with my paper plate and my fork. And it turned off. And I was like, hey, why'd you stop? Or why'd it stop? And I was like, frozen. I look over to my back door. I see, he may not believe this, but I actually saw Jesus. No kidding. He had brown hair, brown curly hair. He had a goatee. He had a marks where like right here, and on his feet too, because he had no shoes or anything. And he was in a white apron, or not apron, but like a white gown or whatever. So, and he was holding 2 books in his hand. One of them was the Bible, and one of them was red. I don't know what it was, but he was holding it. Maybe I was starting to think it was like one of those prayer song books, or I mean church song books. But he was carrying it like football players hold it. Football players hold their football. That's how he was holding it. I saw him go from my back door, kind of walking fast. It wasn't a run, but he was walking fast. My back door to my front door. Gone. Everything resumed. I was just like, oh my god. And then mom came back and I was like, Mom? She was like, yeah. And I was like, do our neighbors have a radio or something, or a stereo or something? She was like, no. I was like, okay. And she's like, why? And I was like, I just saw somebody. So, and she was like, yeah. Okay. But anyway, so that's my ghost stories. I'm so sorry it's so long. I didn't mean for it to be that long, but I'm sorry. But alright, well, I'll try to do a singing video and the doll video tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye. Oh yeah. I'm gonna make a Christmas video too. And Merry freaking Christmas. It's in 4 days. Oh my gosh. My favorite holiday. 4 days. Oh my gosh. Can't wait. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.